What do you mean that's not a meme anymore? How long's it been? It's what? 1 week till the Emoji Movie? Dunkirk is the latest film by acclaimed filmmaker Christopher Nolan, director of... Dunkirk is the latest film by acclaimed director Christopher Nolan. Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Inception, Interstellar, Memento, so many amazing films. It stars Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Mark Rylance, Kenneth Branagh, Fionn Whitehead, and it is the story of Dunkirk. Now, something I should point out very much before I went in, not a big war film fan at all. With the exception of Hacksaw Ridge, which everyone seemed to give 5 stars, but I still don't think it was much more than a 4. War films just aren't my forte. I've never watched a war film and come out thinking, that was really, really good, that. I just came out of Dunkirk thinking, is that one of the best pieces of filmmaking I've ever seen? Because genuinely, it's a flawless masterpiece. I could find one fault if you had to put a gun to my head, and that is there is a piece of music in around the 3rd act which I just didn't like. Now that is me nitpicking to an insane amount because the score in this film alone is a 5-star score. Let me explain the content of the film. Dunkirk is about the Battle of Dunkirk and the evacuation of Dunkirk. It's taking place over 3 stories which intertwine throughout the film, one on air, one on land, one on sea. Each has a different cast. Tom Hardy's in air, Cillian Murphy is in sea, and Harry Styles, along with Fionn Whitehead, or God knows how you pronounce his name, is on. Now, this film is told with very, very little dialogue and mostly just visual cues, visual excitement. It's a very, very good-looking film and a very intense, quiet, reserved film, despite the fact that there is some intense, violent moments. You know, it's not Hacksaw Ridge level of, look, we're carrying bodies as shields, but it's definitely an intense level of, these people have just been crushed by a giant boat. These people are burning alive in oil. These people are drowning. These people have just been exploded. And although we might not see the blood, the violence, the gore, we definitely get a big sense for it. And it's a 12A, but do not, and I repeat, do not take anyone under the age of 12 to this film. I mean, this film shook me up. And it takes a lot to shake me up, especially considering my favourite film is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But Dunkirk is a film that did shock me. Dunkirk is a film that, no matter what my predispositional thoughts on war films were, completely knocked everything out of the water. Dunkirk is a film that, no matter what I thought about war, I've never been this close to war than when I've watched Dunkirk. Mark Rylance's story was a brilliant tale of what it's like to want to help and what it's like to not want to be there anymore. It's a contrasting tone which works so, so well. Tom Hardy's performance in this film is so good and he doesn't move a muscle. It's so perfect and he ends so brilliantly. And Harry Styles, now Harry Styles was the most controversial thing about this film and he's just a revelation. He's so, so good in this role. He's so, so good. And I'm just so shocked by how good he is. He made it. And I definitely think the star theory and the star power that he brought a lot of people into this film. And with good cause. If Harry Styles is going to bring more people into films like these, I can't fault him. He's really, really good in it, and he definitely was very well cast. There was no waste of time. Everything felt important. Every scene felt important. Every beautiful shot felt better than the last, and I don't think there was ever a point when I was even remotely bored. Something else I should point out is I actually watched this film in IMAX, and my God, did it make a difference. It was so much better. The sound design was perfect. Every bullet flies past you. The quality of the screen is just... as someone who just is obsessed with HD and Blu-ray, the beauty of this film shines even more on IMAX, and the sound design just amplifies the beauty of the film even more. You know nothing about these characters, but you don't need to know anything about these characters. The story is told right in front of your eyes, and that's the only story you need. If you are not told a single thing about one of these characters, which for the majority of them you aren't, you still attach to them just as much as you would any character. As much as I attached to Harry Potter in the 7th Harry Potter film, I attached just as much to Fionn Whitehead in this 2-hour epic that is Dunkirk. I will never be able to make a film as good as this, and I envy Christopher Nolan's work so, so much. Dunkirk is a masterpiece that I would recommend to anyone with a love of film. Dunkirk gets 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this shorter, more condensed review, and I hope you will stick watching throughout the reboot that is My Week in Media 2.0. I'm excited to be back. Very, very excited to be back. There's so much more coming. So much more coming. Thank you for watching. This is My Week in Media 2.0, and goodbye.